heads of state. I used to meet heads of government
Yeah.
about investigations. And in this particular case, I was meeting a head of state in a hotel.
Kabila.
Yeah, yes, in a hotel in New York. This was within the margins of the UN General Assembly. So I went there for that meeting, and I was with another staff of mine. Usually, always, I have a staff assisting me in these meetings. And then Kabila said at the time that they wanted to meet, somebody wanted to meet with me. And the person comes out of somewhere. And yeah.
And who was it?
It was the head of Mossad at the time, Yossi Cohen.
What did he say?
Well, it was to deal with the investigations in Palestine.
Yeah.
To deal with the investigations. I don't think I can go into all the details, but it really concerned the investigations of the situation in Palestine.
He made that clear.
Yes, of course.
Did he say you should help us and let us take care of you? You don't want to be getting into things that could compromise your security or that of your family?
What I could gather from the various meetings that we have had, because apart from that, there were subsequent meetings as well. And what was clear was that they did not want the investigations into the situation in Palestine to go on. That's the bottom line.
That's
They
what he
wanted
said
to-
very clearly. Stop
Yes,
it.
yeah. That was it. That I needed to stop. I didn't have to go along with that investigations. And for me, of course, it's about my work. It's about the fact that I have taken an oath that I will do my work without fear or favor, and this is what I was doing. And all
you
the
told
time,
him that?
yes, all the time in all the meetings, this is my explanations that I was doing my job. I'm not targeting anyone. Yeah.
And these threats that I just read to you,
Yes.
he said this.
He did. He did. Sometimes, I think initially not so clearly. Initially not so clearly, but in the end, of course, you know that it is stop the investigations. First time, very friendly, very nice. I think there was an attempt to win me over. But then eventually, it's like, look, you really need to stop this. I think we have talked about this for a few times. And yes, they just wanted me to stop the investigations.
And you also
go on.
perceived it as a threat to you personally and to your family.
Of course. And I also know that it had a lot to do with the eventual sanctions that I received. You know, as the first person to be sanctioned at the ICC.
The International Criminal Court was built for Africans and for leaders or people in the global south. I think I think it was Lindsey Graham, the member of Congress of the United States, who made that abundantly clear. He wasn't mincing word when he said that that court was made for Africans or people from the global south. And if you look carefully, you will see that in as much as what he said was wrong or so cruel or so unbelievable, despicable, if I may say, it was the truth. You know, sometimes the Americans, with all their pretending, tells the truth. Sometimes they might just out of proud or, I don't know, arrogance, speak the truth. He was right. In any other circumstance, when a judge of the International Criminal Court was being threatened by a nation state, there would be a lot of condemnations, there will be a lot of boycotting, there will be a lot of diplomatic issues, and a thorough investigation will be carried out to really establish what happened. But in the case of Israel, that will never happen. That will never ever happen. That will never ever happen. No matter what Israel does to the people in Palestine, everyone just give a blind eye. It's like no one sees what is going on. We all just move on, Both the powerful people in the world and the unpowerful people in the world, everyone just look the other way. And to make matters worse, those same countries that preach to you about human rights, that preach to you about democracy, that preach to you about freedom for all, liberty for all, universal rules and regulations, are the same countries that are giving Israel the green light. America is at the top of the list. America has become a country that people cannot wrap their head around anymore. At least everyone used to look up to America as an exemplary figure that they can emulate. People used to thought that America was a great country, the country that practices human rights, that uphold universal rules and regulations, and want to see the world in peace and in unity. But recently, everyone is seeing America for what it is. How can you imagine that a United States Congress member or senator will go on air and threaten the International Criminal Court judges if they put sanctions against Israel, or if they even investigate Israel? And so many judges, so many have come under a lot of pressure. A lot of campaigns have been brought on them because they decided that Israel was to be investigated, that the issue about Palestine or the issue in Gaza must be looked into. All hell was let loose on them. And America stood by and watched, and in some instances, they supported it. They were the architect behind it all. So much for democracy. The only thing I'm happy about all this is that people are waking up, People are realizing how much they have been lied to, how much this whole thing about universal peace and rule of law, how all of it is just a smokescreen. How some countries must follow these rules while others can break them if they want. How to some countries these are laws that must be respected, while to other countries these are more like suggestions. They can choose to abide by it or not. I am happy that the whole world is waking up to this new reality.